But that's just me personally. Actually, no, I feel like a lot of people would agree. Hi everyone, welcome back to a different kind of video today. Today we're going to be going through some truths off my chest. Now, I know this is a bit different, but I was like, why not just try it? Like, we're on a flame rock in space, like no one's going to find out. I've just chosen a couple that I think would be fun to go through today, so let's just get right into it. I hate my boyfriend's girl best friend. It's going to get juicy. I've been dating my boyfriend for about 4 months now, and we had a talking stage of 3 months. Wait, so does that mean you've known him for 7 months, right? I'm guessing talking stage is outside of dating stage. So let's say, okay, you've known him for 7 months. He is the best boyfriend in the world who is very understanding and patient with me. Patient with me? That's not I wouldn't say that's the most typical way to describe a boyfriend. He's very patient. Are you like, I don't know, do you nag him or something? I don't know. That seems a little bit sus. But he has a girl best friend. Now, this girl, when we first started dating, used to fangirl over me. Oh, I don't like this. She used to tell my boyfriend how pretty and sweet she finds me and that she's really happy for him. Oh, no. I hate that. There's nothing more than I hate. Well, actually, there is a few things more than I hate. But this is so wrong on so many levels. I don't know. Because you can genuinely be nice to someone. Like, I feel like you can just tell, especially if you have a boyfriend who's got a best friend who's a girl who's saying that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's a way to go about complimenting. I don't know. It's a tricky line. So I found her to be extremely harmless and liked her too. I know there's so much like of a stigma around this, but like if you're the girl best friend, if you compliment and stuff, it can come across as really bad. I don't know. It's really hard to tell whether she's being like genuine or not, but from what I know, be aware. Alarm bells ringing. My boyfriend is 18 and so is she. I'm a year younger. Okay, that's really important. I was going to ask how old she is. So she's 17. Boyfriend and best friend are both 18. Now, how does this work? Because, okay, you said college. Are they in college? Are they in college? I don't know if they're in college or not. So for us, I mean, in the UK, we have like a sixth form, and then you kind of have like uni or other things as well. 18 can fall into the category of sixth form, like the end of sixth form, which is that your college? Or like uni, the beginning of uni. Is that your college? I have no idea. So I understand how this can be even more tricky if, your boyfriend and his best friend are like at uni, kind of getting used to that lifestyle, and you're still at like sixth form or like the step behind, because there could be, I don't know, is there like a long distance thing here? That gap can actually be really difficult to navigate if you're in a relationship during that stage. So that's actually quite an important thing here. Now, when she came back from college, they went out for lunch for 4 hours. How do you eat for 4 hours? I know it's not like you eat for a bit and then you talk, but 4 hours? Because she felt like talking to him a lot. Then we all went out with friends. Okay, so do you share the same friendship group? I don't know. And he went to her house to pick her up and waited there until she changed and got ready. Was he in the room with her? Were you there? No, he went alone. Okay. Then when we were all together, he obvo. I understand abbreviations. I'm all for abbreviations, but obvo just it sounds worse than the actual word. He obvo came and sat next to me and was with me the full time, and she just seemed sad and depressed throughout the hangout. Aw, boo. She even scrimped his name 2 to 3 times because she wanted a drink, but he didn't go. But every time someone said something funny, he looked at her and they both laughed. Am I insecure or is this a real issue? Oh my gosh. From what I know, this is actually a really common issue, right? It happens a lot. And I feel like this is such like a touchy subject as well, because people have very different opinions around this sort of thing. Like, do you think 2 people of different genders can be friends or not, and that kind of thing? And you'll always find different answers from different people. Me personally, on a personal level, I wouldn't date someone who has a best friend of the opposite gender. Like, friends, I think, are fine. Like, we can be friends. There's a lot of things you can do. But like a best friend, I don't know. But I think with all of these things, with all of these relationships, the key thing is boundaries, right? Like, if they have appropriate boundaries set, then you can navigate that relationship a lot more easier with you and your boyfriend and the boyfriend and his best friend. Like, this could be streamlined a lot better. So I feel like maybe you should talk to your boyfriend here and like maybe set some boundaries, as in, if you're not comfortable him going to her house alone. Like, I'm not too sure on what the boundary should be, because personally I would kind of avoid that thing. But one could be, when someone laughs, Don't look into her eyes. I know that's probably not the best boundary to set, but I swear there's like a science thing that literally went viral, right? When you laugh in a group and it's like the first person that you look at whilst you're laughing, like they're your favorite person, or like there's something special there or something. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something that I heard. Now, this is the key question. Am I insecure or is this a real issue? You could be both, right? I really don't like the kind of cruel stigma behind insecurities. Like, insecurities are not necessarily a bad thing. Like, being insecure, it's not a shameful or bad thing. Like, a lot of people have, basically almost everyone I feel like has insecurities, right? And we shouldn't shame them. So the question of am I insecure or is this a real issue could be a bit of both. Like, naturally you're going to be a little bit upset or jealous even, and protective of your boyfriend because it seems like he's sharing some intimate parts with someone else that would ideally just be for you. But it does also seem like a real issue. But that's just me personally. Actually, no, I feel like a lot of people would agree. I think the key thing here first to do is to talk to your boyfriend. I think really have that conversation. I think after that conversation, it will show you a lot about whether it's a real issue depending on how he reacts. Like, I feel like if he's happy setting some boundaries and working things through with you and just reassuring you that this is just a friend and you can get through it fine, then go for it. Because I know a lot of people who do have partners with best friends of a different gender and they work through it all fine, right? And I think that is just through being really open and honest. So I feel like you need to do that to your boyfriend. Be really open and honest and see what he does. Although if he's like really protective over her, then you won't be able to look into her eyes because we won't have any. That's a bit mean. Also, like, this is a really new relationship, right? 4 months. How long has he had this girl best friend for? I feel like this is also really important. If the girl best friend was here before you and they've known each other for a real long time, that could also explain their bond. But also, did they have some history? Do they have some chemistry? Because that's going to be quite important here as well. Okay, so yes, exactly. So someone said, psychology fact, when in a group setting, when laughter erupts, a person will look at their favorite person in the group. Knew it. Someone else said, I don't date men who have this kind of female friend. You're free to walk away for any reason or no reason at all. Yep, I completely agree. You don't have to stay just because a situation may not be bad enough to break up. If it's not practical for you, if it's not suitable for you or what you want, you're free to leave. You don't need to have any concrete reason. If you just don't want to deal with something, that's fine. Just leave. But yeah, no, I do feel for you. And this is the exact situation I want to avoid. Please be safe out there. On to the next one. I can't express my emotions to my girlfriend. This is quite sad, but actually this happens a lot in relationships. I'm not just saying from one side to the other, but like, I feel like this comes up quite a lot. Anytime I get depressed, angry, or at all upset, she gets worried that she caused my emotions. Whether I bring it up or she asks me if I'm upset, if I tell her the truth, I end up having to console her. Okay, hold up a sec. If you go randomly like upset, angry, or like depressed, and you're not like telling me the reason, then yeah, I might assume that I caused it, unless I would ask about it, but like, are you okay? Did I do something wrong? But then if you're up and direct and you tell me the reason, then I wouldn't assume that. But then they say, whether I bring it up or she asks me if I'm upset, if I tell her the truth, I end up having to console her. So even if you're like, nah, you didn't do anything wrong, I just like, I don't know, I'm like constipated, and then you end up having to console her, that just seems a little bit, I don't understand why would she be upset? It feels like my heart is being crushed every time I do. No, I don't know what to do. I love her and I want to be with her forever, but I feel like I'm going to off myself someday. Oh my god, I don't know how to tell her this without making her upset. I don't know what to do and I need help. Oh my gosh. And I think this is really tricky, right? Because your partner is not supposed to make you happy. It's not supposed to change your mood or anything like that. I don't think OP is trying to say like she should be consoling them and making them feel better. I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're just saying that whenever they are upset, they are having to console her. Did I say that right? So no one's responsible for each other's feelings, but a relationship, I feel like a relationship should have some accountability for some kind of emotional support, right? You're two people, you love each other, and you want to be there for each other and support each other. I think that is what's important. From what I'm seeing just from this post, so it is quite short, but it seems like she's not supporting you. It sounds like she's having a bit of trouble taking herself out of this kind of bubble of your concerns. What she should ideally be doing is understanding why you're upset and being able to provide some level of emotional support for you, for whatever you're going through, not fixing your problems, but just being there for your problems. So OB says that they don't know how to tell her this without making her upset, and they're not sure what to do. So I don't think they've actually had this conversation where OP has been like, look, you're not actually helping me when I'm down. You're just kind of like turning it. I know you don't want to make her upset, but that conversation needs to happen. Nothing would ever change or progress unless she is told what is happening. Turns out someone has actually asked that. So have you expressed that to her? Maybe she doesn't realize she does it. Yeah, that's a really key thing there. And OP did respond saying, I have. It doesn't seem to register to her. I tried phrasing it differently, bringing it up when neither of us are upset. Tried expressing it calmly in any way I can. It seems to do the same thing. She gets upset and has a breakdown because she thinks she messed up. That's not what I want her to feel. I just want her to be more open to listening through the whole issue I'm having. You know what? This is giving me... I don't know anything about OP's girlfriend here, but it seems like she might have a little bit of trauma if she's always thinking she's the reason for something going wrong or that she's messed up. It doesn't necessarily have to be a victim blaming thing. It could literally be that she genuinely does think she's the reason and she just can't get out of her own mental like escape of being like, oh, actually, you know what? Hey, you didn't do anything wrong. It sounds like you need to just have a really brutally honest conversation because you've phrased it in so many different ways and she's still having these mental breakdowns thinking it's her. I literally just sit her down and be like, look, I'm not angry at you, but, okay, maybe not the but, however, although, and whenever I have a problem that I'm trying to deal with and I come to you for support, you always think it's got to do with you and it doesn't. And honestly, if she's not understanding at that point and she breaks down again, it might just be a point of like, she might need to do some work on herself, on being able to like communicate how she's feeling as well. Everyone talks so much about communication. You need to be really good at communicating, you need to do this and that. But no one actually talks about listening. Like, you need to be as good as a listener as you are at communicating. And I feel like that might be the key thing here. I feel like this is quite similar to the whole idea of like, you know, when a lot of people say, oh, can you please not provide me solutions? I just want support. That kind of avenue, like really communicating what kind of emotional support you're expecting from your partner. I feel like this might be a similar thing. If you redirect and be like, hey, look, this is not about you. So please don't get upset. But I really need some help with something that I'm feeling right now. Maybe she's going through something. I don't know if you want to ask her, like, look, is there a reason why you're always feeling like you're the problem? Open up her wounds a bit, try and talk through that. But it really just sounds like a lot of learning has to be done on her side of things. It's happened to myself where I've had to go away and work on myself and then come back to the same situation, be like, hey, look, I understand. I was a bit of a shitty person. I can do better now. I'm really sorry you're going through this. It's not easy at all, especially to the point where if you think you're gonna like off yourself, definitely do find some support, whether that's talking to people online or family or other friends. I understand how courageous and brave you have to be to talk about those problems to someone else, especially when it comes to things as like big as depression, and then to be shut down and have things blamed on you again. It can be really tricky to deal with. So please do find some help in some other ways. I really hope you've received some kind of advice onto how to deal with it, because it would be nice if this gets resolved, not only for you, but for your mental health and for her as well, because it seems like she's also having breakdowns unnecessarily. So I feel like everyone just needs like some free therapy sessions. Maybe advise her to get some help as well, because I also know if you're both dealing with stuff at the same way, it can be really difficult to hear each other's problems, and it's really hard to be there for someone when you're going through your own shit. Two people have had a really rough day and you try to talk to each other about it, but no one has the mental capacity to actually take in what's being said and help each other out. And this could be the same thing, right? I know you've said you've been feeling angry, depressed, and you're going through a lot. Maybe she's dealing with stuff as well, especially the fact that she has a breakdown because she always thinks she's the problem. There seems like stuff to unpack there. So maybe if you both branch out, maybe to other people, look for other support systems, just try to get help, then you might be able to help each other a bit more. But at the end of the day, it is just really about listening and communicating. And I really both hope you find what you need and can improve in your own ways, and do find that emotional support system to help you both, because everyone deserves that. And I know it's really not nice to go through these things alone. Okay, so that is all that we're going to go through today. This was actually quite sad. It was a lot of relationship ones, and it kind of just reminds you that a lot of shit happens in relationships, and there's not always a right answer for everyone, because it's so dependent on so many different things that are personal to you and your partner. But hey, it was interesting, and I hope every one of these people here sharing their thoughts and their truths off their chest today find their way through it and receive some lovely closure, because it's tough out there, people. Okay, but a truth off my chest. I really love doing this, and I really love all you lovely, kind people. So if you do enjoy this video, please do subscribe, because it will help me out a little bit. Thank you all so much for joining, and let me know if you want more of these or if you want other subreddits, because I'm a big Reddit person, so I read these a lot. So if you want more, I'll give you more. So thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you again really soon. Okay, bye.